How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be predicting all 30 Season 1 Team Affinity Face of the Franchise Diamonds in MLB The Show 22, so let's go ahead and get right into it. The first Face of the Franchise Diamond has been revealed. It is NL East Atlanta Braves Ronald Acuna, and we've had these types of Team Affinity programs in years past. This is what it looked like in MLB The Show 20. We had 4 stages or 4 seasons of Team Affinities, and the final season were Finest Players. Now, in MLB The Show 21, we had 5 seasons of Team Affinities, and the last stage was also Finest Players, but I know in the reveal it mentions the first featured program, so it could be the first inning program. I don't think Ronald Acuna will be a part of that, but if we look at programs within MLB The Show 21, we can see Team Affinities listed right there. So we're going to take you through kind of what it looks like in MLB 21. We're going to make a prediction for each and every team, one specific player that will represent that franchise. I'm sure they're going to reveal a couple of these players throughout the week, but we should expect to see more information during the next featured premiere stream where they talk a lot about this stuff. In years past, and even in last year's game, you could earn all of these Team Affinity Diamonds simply by playing the game. The best way to unlock these cards early on would be Showdown. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same process, but that's exactly what I'm going to be doing once the game is released. As you can see here, we had Season 1 all the way back at the beginning of the game cycle, and we had 42 card series players. I'm not going to predict any of those players to be repeats in this year's game. So for the Orioles, we're going to have a face of the franchise, CEDRIC Mullins. That is my best prediction there. I tried to find the closest example of a previous card that was close to the 90 overall threshold. I think that's exactly what these players are going to be rated at. But for the Boston Red Sox, I think Rafael Devers would be a great face of the franchise player there. And for the Yankees, I'm thinking Aaron Judge. Now, a lot of these players are going to have, highly rated overall live series players once the game is released. I think this is a great opportunity for other people to get their hands on maybe a different version of those cards, kind of like we saw with Ronald Acuna. But 90 overall Aaron Judge would look pretty good. For the Tampa Bay Rays, I think we're going to give Randy Arozarena. I know that this card might be exactly the one we get, right? 90 overall with similar attributes. I think this card could be pretty effective. One thing I do want to mention is that I don't have a ton of pitchers in this face of the franchise prediction, so that's where I could be incorrect. But I think for the Blue Jays, we have a great possibility of getting Vladimir Guerrero Jr. once the game is released. Obviously, this card might be above a 90 overall in terms of his live series card. For the White Sox, YASMANI GRANDAL would be a great selection. I'm trying to think back to last year. I think the only catcher we had available in the 42 card series would be Salvador Perez. So a switch hitter in terms of YASMANI GRANDAL and at the catcher position, that would be awesome. Our first pitcher, Shane Bieber, for the Cleveland Guardians. I'm definitely excited about the name change there. Probably will mess it up throughout the year. But this card, it could be Jose Ramirez. We don't know if he's going to sign with the Guardians again. For the Tigers, I think we might have Javier Baez. Of course, they could go with Miguel Cabrera. He's been the face of the franchise for many, many years. But I think because of the newest addition to Javier Baez, I think he could get a pretty good card to start the season off. I think his live series card will be rated pretty close to what we just saw when he was with the Mets last year. But for the Royals, Whit Merrifield, I think this would be a great selection. He'll probably be listed as a gold in terms of his live series card as well. So a 90 overall Whit Merrifield would be a great choice. I would love to see a 90 overall Byron Buxton released. For the Twins, face of the franchise diamond, I think that would be an amazing selection. Kind of a player that can really do it all, right? Not the highest hitting attributes, but he'll have maxed out defense, maxed out speed. That would be a great selection there. For the Astros, I think we're going to get Kyle Tucker. I know he had a finest card in last year's game, but I'm pretty sure the face of the franchise or the 42 card series player was Yordan Alvarez. So I don't think we'll get him. This is probably my worst prediction. I don't think we're going to get Mike Trout, but one can only hope, right? We can hope for a lower rated Mike Trout than what his live series card might look like. Maybe without the quirks. I think that would be a great opportunity for people that might not put money into the game to unlock Mike Trout. We could also see Shohei Ohtani, of course, and maybe Anthony Rendon. But here with Frankie Montas, I think he could be the Oakland A's face of the franchise diamond to start it off. And for the Mariners, Jared Kelenic. It could also be Kyle Lewis. This might be the one situation where we have a repeat. They could also go with Julio Rodriguez. But when I was looking at the projected lineup, he was not in there for the Mariners. It could have just been the website that I was looking at. In terms of the Rangers, I think Corey Seager would be a great option. I know they also picked up Marcus Semien, and neither of those players had been with the team previously. But I think that they will be the face of their franchise this upcoming season. So I think that would be a pretty good selection there. For the Miami Marlins, Sandy Alcantara would be a great choice. I know they hinted at his velocity on his sinker in terms of his, I guess, exhibition team's rating. I think that's what they were going off of. I'm not sure. But Sandy Alcantara could have outlier on that sinker, could have, high velocity on that pitch. Might be pretty good early on. For the Mets, Francisco Lindor would be a great selection. Switch hitting middle infielder. He was not chosen for really any face of the franchise or team affinities from a couple years ago. He did have a signature series card, but I think it would be nice to have a 90 overall. Similar situation here with Bryce Harper. 90 overall Bryce Harper for the Philadelphia Phillies. That would be incredible. A nice left-handed bat. If we don't get Bryce Harper, I would hope that we get Juan Soto for the Nationals. It could also be maybe Steven Strasburg. I'm not sure if he's even returning to the team based on this crazy free agency that we've had so far. But Juan Soto would be insane. For the Cubs, I think that they could get Marcus Stroman. New addition to the Cubs in Marcus Stroman. They hinted at his 91 velocity on his exhibition card today, I'm pretty sure. And that could be a little bit of a hint. They're kind of showing players that could get selected for those face of the franchise diamonds. I don't know. But for the Cincinnati Reds, Joey Votto would make the most sense to me. I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think of a different player. Let me know if you think that I'm way off on these predictions. But for the Milwaukee Brewers, I think Corbin Burns would be the best selection here. A great repertoire early on. I mean, sinker, cutter, slider combination with great control, great break. In terms of the Pirates, I think Bryan Reynolds is really the only selection there. I don't know. I don't know if they might include some legends. I don't think they would in terms of season team affinities. But we could see some added legends like we did in last year with the 42 card series and a collection with that. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. But for the Cardinals, Nolan Arenado would make the most sense to me. Diamondbacks, I'm probably wrong here, but I got to go with my guy Josh Rojas. He's an ex-teammate of mine, played with him at Paradise Valley Community College, and I got a chance to watch him play live in Arizona for the D-backs. That's pretty awesome. I'm hoping we get that card. But now we're on to the Rockies. We have Chris Bryant, newest addition on the Rockies. I think he could get, a 90 overall. Obviously, it won't be a 97, but that was the best version of Chris Bryant that I could show as an example. The Dodgers team is probably the toughest one to predict because they have an entire team of face-of-the-franchise players. Their entire roster is an all-star team. So I'm going with Clayton Kershaw, 90 overall, left-handed pitcher, Clayton Kershaw. I'm also going with San Diego Padres pitcher Yu Darvish. I think this would be a great opportunity for, yet again, another pitcher with a great repertoire, that 90 overall. That might not be, too dominant. Does have a motion out of the stretch as well. That might make you be able to grind CPU games a little bit faster. In terms of the Giants, I would think Brandon Crawford. He was killing it for their team last year. And Brandon Crawford would be a great left-handed hitting middle infielder to go along with Corey Seager if you so choose. But those are my 30 predictions. Obviously, we already have one revealed. It is Ronald Acuna for the Atlanta Braves. So I guess technically 29 predictions. But you kind of get the point of the video. I'm College Lefty, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.